Okay, so question 9 is testing us on our skills of quadratics and inequalities as well, because we're going to have a look at the discriminant. So we're given this quadratic and it's set equal to k 2x minus 1, and we want to find the value of k that makes this equation have two roots. What I need to do to begin with is rearrange everything to make it equal to 0, and then I can sort of solve it using the quadratic formula. So setting everything to 0, if I expand out that bracket to begin with, and then put everything onto one side of the equal sign to set it equal to 0. Okay. I'm also going to rearrange it so I've got all of the x parts together and all of the constant parts together to make it look a bit nicer for when we use the quadratic formula. So we have x squared plus 2 minus 2k x plus 11 plus k, which equals 0. So I've put the constant parts together, I've put the stuff to do with the x's together, and I've got the x squared together. Okay, now if we look back at the original question, we want to know when it's got two roots. So when it's got two roots, when a quadratic has two roots, we need to look at b squared minus 4ac, the discriminant, being greater than 0. So I need to look at what a, b and c are and set it to be greater than 0, and then work out solving that inequality. So I know that a is 1, my coefficient of x squared, b is going to be the coefficient of x, so b is 2 minus 2k, and c is my constant term, so that's 11 plus k. Substituting all that in then, so we end up with 2 minus 2k squared, take away 4 times a, which is 1, times b, which is 2 times c, which is 11 plus k, and that's greater than 0. Going through expanding that and solving it, so expanding all of the brackets out once, so I'd end up with 4k squared minus 8k plus 4, take away 44 and minus 4k, which is greater than 0. And then collecting any like terms that are in there, we end up with 4k squared minus 12k minus 40 being greater than 0. And then I need to factorise that quadratic that I've got there. So factorising that, before I do so, I've just noticed that everything there is a multiple of 4, so I'm going to divide through by 4. So I'd end up with k squared minus 3k minus 10 is greater than 0. That makes it a bit easier for me to factorise. So putting it into those double brackets, I'm going to go with 5 and 2, and it's got to be 1 minus and 1 positive, so it's got to be minus 5 and plus 2 to make my minus 3 in the middle, and that's greater than 0. At this point we need to check that our inequality signs when we solve it go round the correct way. If I was going to sketch this graph out with it being equal to 0, then my curve is going to go through the point minus 2, that's going to go through 5. So my curve is going to look something like that. We want it when this equation is greater than 0, as in when it's above the x-axis. So we want this part here, and we want this part here. So we want when it's greater than 5, we want when it's less than minus 2. So now going back to our inequality over here, we can say that k has got to be less than minus 2, or k has got to be greater than 5. And then that gives you 4 marks for that question. It was a 9-mark question, I think, and there's quite a lot of work-ins for that. Feel free to go back through the video, pause it where you would like, maybe work through some bits of your own.